God, I hate saying the word diagnosed. It's just a heavy thing to say. Diagnosed. I'm gonna look into what MS is, and that was like the worst thing that I could have ever done, because it was horrible. It was just, the outcome of having MS was absolutely horrible. It was, you're gonna be in a wheelchair. Like, most likely you're not gonna be able to walk, and you're gonna, as you get older, it's gonna get worse. And looked for self-help groups and support groups. It was a bunch of older people in wheelchairs, which really scared the shit out of me. It just scared the hell out of me, so I ran away from it. I really did just run away from trying to find any sort of support, because I just felt like it was out of reach, and I was alone, and there was no one that I could ever talk to. I didn't want to meet anyone who had an MS, because it really scared me. Because I also wanted to get married and have kids, and I had all these other dreams. I wanted to be the drummer of a successful rock band. I also thought it was all gone. Like, what's the point? I still remember one doctor telling me that I should stop playing drums, and everything just was really dark for a long time. It's your own little battle, you know, like, you have to take what you hear from people and digest it whatever way you can, and then decide to either live by that or throw it out the window and just do what you want to do anyway. It's a very physical thing to do, play drums. People are, I guess, a little intrigued by the fact that I can still do it, but it's because I've never stopped doing it. I think it's just important to do what you love. If you work hard and do what you love, you've figured out everything. I also think me pushing and playing drums and trying my hardest to stay who I am has made me a healthier person. For your mind and for your soul and for your health, to do what you love is healthy. You know, I don't have time for negativeness. That's what my secret is. Be happy. At the time, the first song on the record was written about a friend of ours that had MS. But Ben would always get asked in interviews about, how's your friend with MS doing? And I'd be sitting beside him the whole time. And I kept it secret for years because I didn't want pity. I thought that we finally have a record deal. If I'm known as the band that the drummer has MS and we get popular, I'm gonna think that it's because of people feeling bad for me or something. One day I was sticking a needle into my arm and my stomach, which I hated doing back then. I hated it. 3 times a week I gotta do something I absolutely hate. It just sucked. And that's why I reached out for help. I just needed to talk to someone. I needed to get those feelings aside, because that was just another full, huge bag of emotions. When I came out and told people I had MS, I had no clue what was going to happen. I still remember like hitting send, and I was just really, really happy. I just remember being really happy. The response was really incredible. I read the responses and just being like, wow, this is really cool. People are really supportive of me. And now doing this work with people with MS, it makes me happy because people are meeting people who are going through the same thing, and it's not as scary. It's still scary, but you can actually find someone who has MS. Things that used to really freak me out just don't freak me out anymore. I've learned to live with them because they're not debilitating. If I tell you I'm tired, I'm not saying it's MS anymore. I'm saying it's because I have a 2-year-old son. He makes me tired. I think MS has come a long way from when I was told I had MS, and I still think it's going to get better with time. I'm not going to be sitting there going, oh my God, I'm going to be in a wheelchair. And for me personally, I'm definitely dying a happy old man. Like, that's just the way it's going to be. MS is just going to be part of my life, and it's had its time, and yeah, that's the only way it's going to be. If it's not, I'll deal with that when it happens, but I'm not going to dwell on it now because it's not in my plans. That's the way I'm going to live. I have to. I've beat it. Now I'm kind of just telling my story so people can see that someone can overcome these things. I know it's going to be a lot harder for some people with MS, but I don't have a magical answer at all. It's just my little story that I want to share, and hopefully get people sharing their stories of anything, of failure, of success, of life with MS. It's just, we're all part of this little team to, bounce stories off of each other and get some sort of, I don't know, something, just get something out of it. Inspiration.